Long before she became one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Salma Hayek was a young actress making her name on television in her home country of Mexico. She announced her arrival in America with a run of memorable roles in movies like Desperado, From Dusk Till Dawn, Fools Rush In, and Wild Wild West. Despite the success of those films in the 1990s, though, Hayek felt locked into a certain type of Latina character. So she went to work cutting her own path. That path led to Frida, the movie that earned Hayek an Academy Award nomination, but only after she hustled to recruit her co-stars and personally raise the money to get it made. Salma and I got together in New York for a Sunday sit-down to talk about her latest role and much more. Salma Hayek Pinault has spent 3 decades in Hollywood pushing to do the unexpected. But the latest career plot twist surprised even her.
Who's gonna think that at 56, I'm gonna be doing this sexy movie where I'm the boss? Do you like bartending?
It's not really what I do.
What is it that you really do?
In Magic Mike's Last Dance, Hayek plays socialite Maxandra Mendoza, the seductive love interest of Magic Mike himself, Channing Tatum. My goodness, can you move? So did you have to rehearse and practice and train, or is that just innate ability?
No, it's technically complicated. I felt really proud that I can still move like that and be all sensual and be technical and dance. But I did ask my kids for permission.
Did you?
Yeah. They said to me, as long as you don't do this move and this move, because that's very cheesy. Without further ado, I give you the visionary artist, Magic Mike.
With her kids' sign-off, Hayek stepped into the world of Magic Mike, placing a woman at the center of that story for the first time.
Usually in the Magic Mikes, the female characters could have been a little bit more part of the stories, in my taste. And that's why they made a big effort with this one, to make a strong female character. All these guys wanted to hear the point of view of the woman, respected it.
Other actors I've talked to at your level say the same thing. At this point, I want a great experience. Is that where you are in your career, where you look and say, is this worth me leaving my beautiful daughter for a little while to go do this project with this group of people?
Oh no, they shot it where I live. I've never left my family for more than 2 weeks.
And that's all family?
It's all family. My priorities are very clear.
Those priorities are her husband, French businessman Francois-Henri Pinault, her 15-year-old daughter Valentina, and her 3 stepchildren. Hayek was raised in Veracruz, Mexico, the daughter of an oil executive and an opera singer. She began dreaming of Hollywood during a trip one day to the movie theater.
I saw Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What I saw was a universe where everything was possible.
In a world of pure imagination,
You can have many lives. You can be many people. A river can be made out of chocolate.
Hayek studied diplomacy in college before announcing to her family she wanted to be an actress.
And my father said, absolutely not. And the way I convinced him is, I said to him, do you believe in destiny? And he said, yeah. And then I said, okay, I know with absolute certainty that this is my destiny. I was right. It was my destiny. And I knew it.
And they supported it once they saw you were good at it, that you were loving it.
Well, once I became famous.
That'll help. Hayek's first taste of fame came in 1989, when she won the title role in the Mexican telenovela Teresa, and became a household name in her home country. But she wanted more. So in 1991, the 25-year-old moved to Los Angeles with 2 bags and very little English. So what were those early years in LA like for you?
Here, after being super famous in my country, I started as an extra. I succeeded, but it took a lot of courage.
Her first break came in 1995, when she was cast alongside Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
I said, oh, my life is going to change forever. But no, It was not enough. You have to get another one and another one and another one, and nobody wanted to give it to me.
Really? Even after the success of Desperado?
Absolutely. There was a predisposition to an understanding in their heads that because I was Mexican and I had an accent, I did not belong in their circle. And I fought for the change.
Hayek's biggest fight was over a career-defining film.
I have to work to earn a living, so I don't have time to fool around just for vanity.
Frida was 8 years in the making, as Hayek willed the movie into theaters in 2002, despite fierce resistance from the studio, Miramax Films. So how did you get around everything that was put in your way?
I'm clever. I would find a different solution for each problem. And I have a sport. I hate to do things that have been done or do them the way that someone else did it.
For her role as famed artist Frida Kahlo, Hayek became the first Mexican woman to be nominated for the Best Actress Academy Award. She began to show her comedy chops, too, as executive producer and an Emmy-nominated guest star on the hit series Ugly Betty, and with a memorable character on NBC's 30 Rock.
Have you ever had sushi?
I once had a very undercooked fish sandwich at a parade.
She is the voice of Kitty Softpaws in a pair of Puss in Boots animated movies that together have made nearly $1 billion at the box office. You're often talked about as a trailblazer, as an actress, but it's so much more than that. I mean, as a producer, as a director, changing the conversation. Have you stopped to appreciate how you have changed Hollywood?
No, you don't stop. That's when you get old. You have to stay grateful and hunger for life.
And for Hayek, there is plenty more work ahead.
The best time in my career is at 56, where not only they told me you will never succeed in this country, but also they gave me a timeline. If you don't do it by the time you're 30, you're useless. Women in their 50s are not disposable. Because of our experience, our voice is important. It's necessary. You can see Salma in Magic Mike's Last Dance when it hits theaters this Friday. And by the way, Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish, from our sister company Universal Pictures, earned an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature. Our big thanks to Chef Thomas Keller's Per Se restaurant in New York for hosting our conversation. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Sit-Down podcast to hear the full interview with Salma Hayek. You can find that on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get yours.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.